Good afternoon, everyone. While I'm quite overwhelmed with the kind of technological solutions presented by my fellow panelists from across the world, not just India, I'm equally grateful to each of you for exercising patience, for having me here as I stand between you and the lunch. So I will ensure that I do my best to take the least of time, because my whole idea today is to bring to the table a perspective which throws light, not just it's throwing light for the first time, but it throws light on what are the key considerations that we make when we think about or we look at water treatment plants, whether it is on an individual level or on an industrial level, whether you're a solutions provider or you're a customer or a third party who's just watching the show. What are the key considerations that come over? So think of the ROs that we have at home. Maybe not wastewater, but yes, they are treating water in some or the other form. What is the first thing that comes to your mind, or what is the first consideration that you have as somebody proposes to you a solution for treating water at home, the drinking water at home? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Absolutely, an environmental concern, a social concern at the same time. Some economic considerations. We tend to compare what are the different solutions that we have and which is the one that fits our pocket the best. Fitting the pocket, certainly, whether we agree or not, in as much as we might say that the disposable income has gone pretty high nowadays, we still do have economic considerations when we take up solutions, whether it's about an environmental solution as such or to do with anything else. Think of the FD rates as well. They're going down, so our purchasing power increases. Certainly an important consideration. So coming to Sustainable Development Goal 6, talking about reducing pollution and ensuring clean supply of water. That's what we are looking at. However, with all the technologies in place and all the information, cognizance in place, last year, in the UN report presented last year, a data was presented from 2022, which said 42% of the household domestic water, wastewater, it was released without efficient treatment. 42%, pretty high. Industries are quite well taken care of. And why? Precisely because of the compliances. So you have to exist, you have to be compliant. Merely that. How many of the industries do really think of this as a concern, as a genuine concern on an individual level, on a social level, on a governance level? Not sure. That is a question that needs to be raised. But yes, and household data, 42% of water released that way. So what are the economic considerations that we have, and how do we need to look at them in present when the urgency for mitigating climate action and relooking at judicious use of our resources hangs on the neck right here? As I promised, I will not go into the detail, but will throw some bullet points in here for us to consider how we look at these solutions, whether as a solutions provider or as a customer or as a third party watching the show. So the economies of scale, meaning bigger solutions tend to be more cost efficient. Valuation of the environmental benefits as such. In the case of RO plants at home, we are thinking of, okay, how much is going to be the wastewater? Am I really using the solution to wastewater or purify the water for myself? Those kind of environmental considerations, even on the corporate or the industrial level. The cost benefit analysis that comes into play, which we all are very great at doing, and that's what we do very efficiently regardless of where we are in the globe. Now, the most important point comes out of the energy consumption and climate change, because on one hand, we are introducing a solution to mitigate climate change, and on the other hand, it is having some consequences which are on the negative side with regard to climate change as well. Think of the technology for that matter, the ChatGPT and any of the generative models that we use, those LLMs. How much is the quantity or what is the volume of fresh water that they actually use in order to provide us a solution for a question that we just type unknowingly or unthinkingly probably? Okay, it's this side. resource recovery and circular economy in the sense, the technological choice and the economic trade-offs. So while we may be having the state-of-the-art technologies available to us, what eventually still makes sense is what is pocket-friendly. So an urge to the solutions providers and researchers to come up with eco-friendly, yes, but pocket-friendly technologies at the same time. Decentralization versus centralization of the systems, depending on the use, whether it is for a community use or an industrial use, and the role of technology and innovation to that. So here were some of the points that I wanted us to rethink when we look at the solutions with regard to water, whether on an individual level or on a social level or an industrial level. We can certainly discuss more about this during lunch as to how each of these points are making more sense wherever we are, depending on the geography and the profession. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate your patience.